Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States. He led the country through civil war and abolished slavery. He's widely regarded as one of America's greatest leaders. On April 14, 1865, at the Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., Abraham Lincoln was attending a comedy performance called Our American Cousin. He sat in the presidential box alongside his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, and officer Major Henry R. Rathbone, Clara Harris. As the play was in progress, a figure with a drawn Derringer pistol stepped into the presidential box and shot Abraham in the head. John Wilkes Booth was the murderer of Lincoln. He was an American stage actor, and after shooting Lincoln, he dropped the gun and waved a dagger. Officer Henry R. Rathbone leapt towards John Wilkes and forced him to the railing. They chased, leaping from the balcony. Wilkes broke a bone on the landing after jumping the railing, but continued and made it out the back doors, disappearing into the night. Abraham was very hurt but wasn't dead. He was taken to the Peterson house just across from the theater, where he died the next morning. He was the first president to be assassinated, and his death was followed by a national mourn.
The oldest example is black powder. The Chinese developed many, many centuries ago. The same formula has been used for hundreds and hundreds of years now. It's simply charcoal, potassium nitrate, which is KNO3, and sulfur. Now, there are three things in here, but I've noted already that you only need two. You just need a fuel and an oxidizing agent. You've got your fuel with the charcoal, which is just carbon. You've got potassium nitrate, which is our oxygen source. You can see those three oxygens on each molecule there. And those two, if you mix them together, will burn on their own. They will smolter, won't go that fast, but they'll burn. You will get carbon dioxide, you'll get water production, you'll get all this other stuff. But adding sulfur in, that's your intensifier. Sulfur has the wonderful property of melting around 120 degrees Celsius, not too far above boiling of water. And at that point, it's ready to accept oxygens. It itself will be oxidized, acts as a fuel, and turn into sulfur dioxide. That in itself will release energy, as we talked about before. That energy will be released as heat that will interact with the next local sulfur and nitrate and charcoal, and that will propagate, what we call propagating the reaction. So that sulfur is what makes black powder burn so fast. It'll do it with just charcoal and nitrate, but if you want that cannonball to fly, you're going to need sulfur in there. You light a match, you get your product.